playing on my phone. If that was my friend, I would be like, girl, you just turned 30 years old. You are a world champion. You are accomplished. You have made it from out the ghetto, from the slums, from the depths of...
Make sure you smash that like button, run those views up, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more tea like this. Now listen to this. Today, we're diving into something wild that Claressa Shields said on The Breakfast Club, and it's got people talking heavy. So boom, she's out here claiming that Papoose, a married man, is paying her mortgage, covering her car note, and even handling...
What? It was a car game. Is that what they would do with that?
Yes.
Well, I'm saying that's how they paint out narratives. But I will tell you something though. Pat pays my mortgage. He pays my car insurance and my car note. And what else do we do?
That already sounds wild on its own. But hold up, here's the problem. None of it is really adding up. From what I'm seeing, that whole story feels off, like something's not lining up. And now
position that you're in because you've been getting them checks, girl.
Yeah.
Like $8 million.
$8 million deal.
It's
I be cracking up. Hey, tell God your plans he left you. I said, God, I just want to get paid $1 million or more per fight. Just give me $1 million. God said, you want $1 million? I'm gonna give you 8. And I'm gonna give you $3 million signing bonus. And then I'm gonna give you this and I'm gonna give you that. I didn't listen. Tell God your plans. He laughed at you, man.
That's a blessing.
He told me I ain't know my worth. That's what God told me.
But well deserved. But you know, people say with more money comes more problems.
Yeah.
And that trickles down to family too.
Yeah, I am.
And let's be real for a second. Hold up. If money is really being spent like that, people are already side-eyeing where it's coming from, especially with all the talk surrounding Remy Ma's role and everything. From what I've seen, Papoose doesn't look like he's bringing in enough to cover all those expenses like that. And on top of that, there's a child in the picture who's supposed to be getting proper support. If that's not happening, and it's starting to look like Remy is the one carrying most of the load financially, then this could escalate real fast. And yeah, this could turn into something serious.
They playing on my phone. If that was my friend, I would be like, girl, you just turned 30 years old. You are a world champion. You are accomplished. You have made it from out the ghetto, from the slums, from the depths of Flint, Michigan. You don't got no kids. You have your whole life ahead of you. Well, why are you attaching yourself to this 47-year-old man that doesn't have anything going, has no career, no job, no income, except for the income that he's claiming off of you, your percentage, because he's your manager? Got you out here talking, looking crazy. He's the one that don't want to sign, don't want to get his stuff out his ex-house. Doesn't be there for his child that he
Now hold up, let's talk about how this could actually play out in court, because this is where it gets serious. If things really go that far, there's a real possibility he could end up owing Remy Ma child support, especially if it's proven that shared money was being used to fund Claressa Shields' alleged mortgage, car insurance, and car payments. The court does not play when it comes to taking care of a child, and situations like this get looked at very closely. So let's break this down. Claressa Shields is basically saying that Papoose is fully covering her lifestyle, like she don't even need to touch her own money. That raises a major question. Where is his money actually coming from? Because the numbers people are seeing just don't match that kind of spending. And don't forget, he's still legally tied to Remy, which means finances, responsibilities, and even debts can still be connected. There are also reports floating around about unpaid property taxes and liens, which makes this whole situation look even more questionable. Creditors aren't going to ignore that. They're going to start asking questions fast. Because think about it, if he really has money to spend like that, then why are there unpaid debts sitting there? Why would child support even become an issue? And why is money going toward another woman instead of responsibilities at home? That's the part that has people raising eyebrows everywhere. This is what happens when someone starts talking too much. Details begin slipping and things stop lining up real quick. That's why sometimes it's smarter to stay quiet and let it.
Let's just call it what it is. You know, it's a paid hate train. It's paid. It's not real. It's not something that people really feel. They're trying to convince others to feel that way. That's not real. Whenever I go out, when you see the hate online compared to the love in real life, when it don't add up, it's just not real. The internet is they're paying bots and paying for comments and paying to promote a certain narrative. In real life, nobody has ever walked up to me and said anything about nothing like that. Everybody crack jokes about Pap upstairs. Everybody, oh, we love you. We love this outfit. We love this hair. We love you, girl. Keep putting it on. Keep being confident. Don't let them break you. Like, they see what's going on online.
Nobody's buying that. Let's be real. Because when you're answering a simple question, it's supposed to be quick and direct, no extra sauce. One question, one answer, keep it pushing, that's it. But instead, hold up, she goes all the way overboard, like everything needs to be turned into a full performance. And when it starts looking like that, it stops feeling like honesty and starts feeling like she's trying to sell a story that might not even be real. Now pay attention to what she's really doing here. By saying all this, it feels like she's trying to build this narrative that Papoose is handling everything, like he's the main provider in the situation. But listen, people are not just accepting that at face value, because it flips the whole image. Now it starts looking like she might actually be the one funding him behind the scenes. And that right there completely changes how people are looking at this whole situation. And don't forget, listen to this, that whole card game situation wasn't just random fun picked up from a store. That was something she personally put together from scratch. Every option on those cards, the dollar amounts, the favors, the actions, that all came straight from her mind. So when you hear about stuff like the $1,000 plays, the $10,000 options, writing songs, hitting the gun range, those weren't just ideas. Those were things actually happening in real life. So how does that suddenly get labeled as just for fun? That's where people start questioning everything, because the story keeps shifting and it's getting harder to tell what's real and what's not. At this point, it's the inconsistencies that are standing out the most. And trust me, people are watching closely. And if I'm being honest, I'm not buying what she's saying either. It opens up bigger questions about her overall narrative and how consistent she's really been over time. Because when someone gets caught in this many contradictions, it makes people wonder if this pattern didn't just start now. Stories like this don't just pop up out of nowhere. If things aren't lining up now, then yeah, it's fair to question what else hasn't been adding up behind the scenes. That's why people are going back, piece by piece, breaking down everything she said to see what actually holds weight. And another thing that stands out heavy is how she presents herself versus what she's claiming. There's all this talk about having millions, that $8 million number she keeps throwing around. But at the same time, she's saying someone else is covering major expenses like mortgage, car note, and insurance. That contrast alone, hold up, that's confusing people. Because think about it, if someone really has that kind of money sitting there, why are those types of bills still being handled like that? Most people in that position would already have that locked in or structured differently. Even if payments exist, they'd be planned out way ahead without needing someone else to step in. So when you stack all of this together, it's the gaps in the story that hit the loudest. And that's exactly why people are starting to question the entire narrative way more seriously now. Something just isn't adding up, and people can clearly see it. If Papoose really is out here paying for all these expenses, then yeah, that could turn into a serious legal situation, especially when it comes to making sure his child is properly supported. And the courts don't play about that at all. Situations like that escalate fast. And let's really keep it real for a second. This whole story doesn't match what people have seen over time. If he truly had the ability to cover all these big expenses like that, then why wasn't that same energy shown in his past situation with Remy Ma? That's where the doubts start getting louder. Now people are pointing out what look like major inconsistencies, and it's making everything seem shaky. There's a growing feeling that the story being told is either exaggerated or not fully accurate. And that's why more people are starting to question everything instead of just believing it straight up. One thing is clear, people are not just going to accept claims without proof anymore. They want real answers, real details, something solid. Because at the end of the day, the truth always comes out.